Dear students, let us begin with the third part of the lesson on India and its maritime neighbours, demarcation of borders, in which we will discuss about maritime border between India and Pakistan. The maximum width of the Arabian Sea is 2400 kilometers and its maximum depth is 4652 meters. India and Pakistan's trade passes nearly 95% through this sea. Some of the issues related to maritime boundary which Pakistan and India agreed upon are arbitration of the Sir Creek boundary dispute during 1965 to 1968, the Indo-Pakistan Western Boundary Tribunal case award in 1968, the advance notice of military exercises, maneuvers and troops movements in 1991. However, there are two issues involved in the dispute between India and Pakistan: the delimitation of the boundary along Sir Creek and demarcation of the maritime boundary in the Arabian Sea. The Rann of Kutch is located between the Sindh province of Pakistan and the Gujarat state of India. It has two distinct formations, the Great Rann and the Little Rann. Spread across 18,000 square kilometers, the Great Rann lies almost within Gujarat and extends 256 kilometers from west to east with a width between 40 and 100 kilometers. The Little Rann stretches from east to west for about 110 kilometers. In the north, the Rann lies in Sindh, a province of Pakistan, and to its south and its east are the Kutch and Kutch Taiwar regions of the Gujarat state of India respectively. The Rann gets submerged in 4 to 5 feet deep water during monsoon, but during the rest of the year, nearly one-third of it is covered with a thick crust of salt and sand. The area is barren, treeless and uninhabitable. Sir Creek is a 100-kilometer long estuary in the marshes of the Rann of Kutch, which lies on the border between Gujarat and Sindh. It is a part of the river Sindh, which originates in India, flows through Pakistan and drains into the Arabian Sea through various outlets. It is a fluctuating tidal channel and not a flowing creek. The dispute over the ownership emerged in 1762 when Ghulam Shah Kolhara, the ruler of Sindh, invaded the Kutch state and occupied Rann. Later he built embankments along the eastern part of the river Sindh for cultivating land and denied water to Kutch. Till 1954, the border around Sir Creek between India and Pakistan was open, but later it became a contentious issue between them. Pakistan insists on demarcating the creek boundary as a precondition for delimiting the maritime boundary. It demands drawing a line on the basis of the principle of equity, whereas India wants to draw a line along the middle of the creek. It is believed that the creek has subsea oil and gas deposits. The Sir Creek dispute stems from the maps drawn in 1914 and 1927. They drew different boundaries along the 100 kilometers length of the creek. The 1914 map depicts the boundary on the east bank of the creek, while the 1927 map shows the boundary along the midpoint of the creek. India argues that there was no dispute in this sector, whereas Pakistan contests that it is a disputed area. India maintains that there was a dispute between the two sides on the Kutch-Sindh border, that is between the Sir Creek and Kori Creek. The operative section of the Government of India approved text indicates that the dispute was settled in 1913. However, Pakistan argues that the entire creek is on its eastern bank and belongs to them as represented in the 1914 map. Pakistan claims about one-third of the Great Rann, that is 3,500 square kilometers, and states that it was under the control of Sindh. India opposes Pakistan's view and maintains that the entire Rann of Kutch is a part of the Kutch region of Gujarat. the Kutch was acceded to India in 1947. In 1950, it became a part of the then state of Bombay, and later in 1960, it became a part of the state of Gujarat. India opposes Pakistan's view and maintains that the entire Rann of Kutch is a part of the Kutch region of Gujarat. The Kutch was acceded to India in 1947. In 1950, it became a part of the then state of Bombay, and later in 1960, it became a part of the state of Gujarat. After the war between India and Pakistan in 1965, both countries signed an agreement on 30th June 1965 for a ceasefire and status quo in the Kutch. The agreement provided a tribunal for determination of the border. The tribunal announced its verdict on 19 February 1968. The India-Pakistan Western Boundary Tribunal Award was announced on 19 February 1968, as per which India claimed 90% of the Rann of Kutch and the remaining 10% was granted to Pakistan. It awarded approximately 900 square kilometers in the northern part of the Rann to Pakistan and the rest to India. Pakistan was given the areas of south of Rahim Ki Bazar, including the two deep inlets on either side of Nagar Parker promontory. The tribunal rejected Pakistan's claim of de facto and effectivities and upheld India's claim. It established that the 1914 resolution was a special law and that no law, treaty or agreement abrogating had been promulgated. The Sir Creek issue was not addressed by this tribunal since it was excluded from the mandate by mutual consent of both India and Pakistan. The tribunal verdict was established on three grounds: the intensive Sindh activity, proximity to Pakistani territory, the paramount consideration of promoting peace and stability in the region. India was not happy with the verdict. If India agreed with Pakistan's claim or vice versa, either country could lose or gain only about 250 square miles of ocean and ocean floor. The Indian nominee opposed the verdict and gave reasons for its opposition. India and Pakistan must realize that there are far more serious threats to their national security. These two countries can keep the dispute aside and undertake joint initiatives to share benefits. Due to undefined boundary between India and Pakistan, the fishermen of both the countries who stray into each other's waters are facing problems. Settling the maritime boundary between India and Pakistan is essential because they can create a better future for their people through mutual understanding and cooperation. Let us summarize what we have discussed so far in this lesson. India has demarcated its maritime boundary with its neighbours Sri Lanka and Bangladesh and is yet to demarcate its maritime boundary with Pakistan. India, along with its neighbours, need to work for regional coordination like the European Maritime Safety Agency to exchange information among them on issues related to maritime. They must develop interoperability to identify areas of cooperation. India, being a big stakeholder in the world trading system, must ensure stability and tranquility in the Indian Ocean for their navigation. I hope you understood about demarcation of borders between India and its maritime neighbours. We have concluded our lesson. Thank you.